Hello, everybody. I'm back with another DevOps SRE question. As you might recall, I'm going through the top 15 topics that I've found through my research on LinkedIn job descriptions to see what topics are most important. The ones at the top are most important, and the ones at the bottom are not so important. But these 15 topics came up many, many times. The counts are those are the question numbers. Anyway, let me first do slideshow so you can see it better. Anyway, to go back to that, the topics at the top, like clouds and CI/CD and performance, are more important. They came up way more times in the job descriptions than the ones at the bottom, like system design and containers. However, in my experience, some of these are underrepresented in the job description that I've researched on, like Terraform and Kubernetes and containers, really should be ranked higher. But that's just my intuition, not backed up by data. So today we're going over database. So we're doing an example question on the topic of database, which is number 9 in the list of things. I would say the database is not as important as many other topics here, because generally in a at least in a large DevOps team, the database is taken care of by one or two people who are specializing in the databases. But if database is a problem in the current role that you were applying for, there's a good chance that the hiring manager is looking for some level of database knowledge from you. And in those cases, he or she will be asking you a database question. So today's question: describe how you would design a reliable and scalable database architecture for an application that has high read and writes, right? How would you figure out consistency, replication, and performance, and all of that business? This is a hugely broad question. Basically, the interviewer is looking for your broad knowledge of how databases work, really, to be honest with you. So he or she is not looking for lots of details. He or she is looking for just your broad understanding of how databases work and how it supports the application that needs the database to begin with, right? That's the idea. Uh, okay, so before I get to the answer, quick reminder: Flight Spencer, flightcenter.com is my career advisor. I'm not associated with him financially, but I really think that he's very passionate about helping people who are in the job market. So please sign up for his free session, free 1 hour session, no strings attached. Okay, back to the answer. I'm only giving you the list of topics that you should be talking about based on this when you were asked this kind of question. Now I'm thinking about it, this question can also double as a system design question, even because you're really designing a database for an application that has high read and write. You're not expected to remember all of these subtopics, right? Nobody can expect that. But as you study for this question, all of these topics that I'm about to go over, we will help you in other interview questions, because these are topics that come up in real life all the time, right? Those are the things that people struggle with whenever data is involved. So don't expect yourself to know everything in all the topics here, but expect yourself to know at least maybe 3 or 4 so you can talk about it. Anyway, let's get to that. Database selection. Do you need a relational database or a NoSQL database in this particular use case, right? If the data relationship is very important and can't be broken, then you go with relational. If data is just voluminous, like lots of data, but the relations are not so important or critical, then you can go with NoSQL, because you can grow much faster without a scalability problem. Talking about scalability, that's the next topic. How do you scale the database as you have more and more data? There are two most common ones. There's sharding and there's replication. I'm not going to get the details of each of these answers, because then this video will be so long that you will be bored out of it. But these are the main topics that you should know what they are, to be honest. You should know what sharding is, you should know what replication is. Performance optimization. If the database is getting slow, what do? You can add indexes, you can add caching in front of it, you can optimize some of the queries that are taking up lots of resources. You should talk about how we're going to back up and recover the databases, because that's part and parcel of having a database. If you lose the data, you are done. How are you going to monitor your databases, right? Again, you're not expected to go into a lot of details, but you are expected to mention these topics as part of your design. Um, Next one is security. That's another whole large topics in database, but you should mention it as an answer to this question because that will show the interviewer that you were fully aware that database security is a thing to consider whenever you're solving a data problem. You should also mention the CAP theorem because that is a fundamental thing to understand about databases. What CAP theorem is that this idea that there are three, it's like a triangle. You have your objectives, you have your um, I forget what C stands for now. There's availability, there's performance, and there's consistency. There's consistency, there's availability, and there's performance. And you're always balancing between the three. If you focus on two of these, the third one will suffer just a little bit. It is almost impossible to have all of these in really great shape. You cannot have um, consistency and availability and performance all going all full speed, right? Generally, that's not possible. So you should mention that whenever you're designing or talking about designing a database solution, because that will give the interviewer a solid understanding of your understanding how databases work in the first place. All right. If you have direct questions, you can find me on LinkedIn. I will do my best to answer your questions. I hope you found this useful. If you did, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.